It may sound unbelievable, but in 2016, a group of German engineers, along with hundreds of local villagers, used giant nets to rescue Morocco, a small African nation, from the brink of extreme drought. Was it a joke? A ritual? Some mysterious force that brought life back to a dying land? Or could it be that these simple nets truly captured water and gave life to millions? In this video, Massive Minds invites you on a journey to uncover the incredible story of how fog-catching nets helped revive an entire nation at the heart of the desert. When it comes to deserts, almost everyone thinks of the Sahara, a land spanning over 11 million square kilometers, where summer temperatures can exceed 50 degrees Celsius. But few know that, right on the southwestern edge of the Sahara, there exists a region so dry that survival seems nearly impossible: the Anti-Atlas mountain range of Morocco. Despite being located next to the vast Atlantic Ocean, clouds and fog silently bypass this arid wilderness. Annual rainfall here is just 140 millimeters, only 1/10 of the global average. In recent years, it has become even more severe. Climate change and global warming have worsened the drought, caused underground water levels to drop steadily, and allowed the desert to expand day by day. This water crisis is quietly strangling local communities. 90% of those who remain are women, children, and the elderly. As most men have had to leave their villages and migrate to cities to make a living, creating what many call the village without men. Women are forced to walk 5 kilometers daily to collect water, and agriculture has become a distant dream. Life here is harsh beyond imagination. Faced with such brutal conditions, people began to ask a difficult question: how can anyone survive in a place like this? The answer to this water crisis came in a way no one expected in 2016. A team of engineers from Wasserstiftung, the German Water Foundation, arrived in Morocco's Anti-Atlas Mountains. They initially focused on rain or groundwater, but the outlook was bleak. Intense heat and dry air left little hope. That is, until they noticed something strange: moss. Along the cliffs and tree trunks at high altitudes, thick patches of moss were growing, an unexpected sign in a region that receives less than 140 millimeters of rainfall per year. This biological clue became a technical breakthrough. Why? Because moss only survives with constant atmospheric moisture. It led the engineers to a bold hypothesis. What if the solution wasn't rain, but fog? Through detailed meteorological studies, the team discovered that each early morning, cold Atlantic winds blew dense fog inland toward the Anti-Atlas range. When the fog hit the high mountain ridges, it became trapped, forming a natural fog corridor that quickly vanished because nothing in the landscape could capture its moisture. This was the perfect setting to test a radical new desert water solution: harvesting fog net water directly from the air. In the next 18 months, the engineers tested dozens of mesh materials, from nylon and polyester to UV-coated fibers, in search of the ideal structure to condense airborne moisture. They installed prototypes at different altitudes, tested them under various wind and humidity levels, and logged detailed data on condensation rates and structural durability. Eventually, they developed a breakthrough: a 3D double-knit polymer mesh that maximized surface area and drastically sped up droplet formation. From this prototype, the cloudfisher fog collection system was born. Each unit features 2 layers of this 3D polymer mesh stretched over a rectangular stainless steel frame, 4 to 6 meters tall. The upright shape captures wind efficiently and channels fog directly into the netting. Beneath it, a gutter collects the condensed water, which is then funneled through gravity-fed pipes to central storage tanks. The genius of cloudfisher lies in its simplicity and resilience. It requires no electricity, no moving parts, is easy to install, and can withstand winds of up to 120 kilometers per hour, a common occurrence along desert ridgelines. While traditional fog collection systems are often fragile or costly to maintain, cloudfisher operates silently, needs no power, and only requires basic periodic checks. The principle is elegant. As fog drifts across the mesh, tiny water droplets collide with the rough, cool fibers and begin to condense. The 3D design allows water to collect faster and keeps droplets from being blown away by the wind. Once formed, the droplets fall into a gutter at the base of the net. From there, gravity alone carries the water to nearby tanks with no pumps, no power, and no electricity needed. On average, each FogNet water unit can collect 15 to 25 liters per day, depending on humidity. On especially foggy days, that number can reach up to 60 liters, enough to meet the daily basic water needs of a small family. Cloudfisher is more than just a piece of engineering. It's a philosophy in action. Rather than fight the climate, it shows how humans can cooperate with nature, using what already exists in the air to build a sustainable future. With its low-cost, off-grid capability and minimal maintenance, Cloudfisher offers a scalable solution to save the Sahara from drought and to bring hope to arid regions all over the world where groundwater is no longer an option, but the sky still holds life. After field tests proved successful, the Cloudfisher system moved into full-scale deployment. From 2016 to 2018, Germany's Wasserstiftung, working with local authorities and communities, installed 31 FogNet water collection systems across the Anti-Atlas Mountains of Morocco. Covering 1,590 square meters, these FogNets turned one of Africa's driest regions into a pioneering water harvesting field. The system connects to 26 kilometers of gravity-fed pipes, delivering clean water to 5 main reservoirs, then is distributed directly to homes. The setup uses no electricity, requires little maintenance, and is ideal for remote desert conditions. In average weather, the system produces over 36,000 liters per day, enough to serve 15 villages, 1,250 people, a school, and 7,000 livestock. All water meets the WHO drinking water standards without needing chemical treatment. Economically, this desert water solution unlocked new livelihoods. Residents began cultivating high-value crops like pomegranates, olives, and aloe vera. Traditional crafts like brickmaking and natural dyeing were also revived. Environmentally, Cloudfisher is a zero-waste, chemical-free, and energy-free solution. Independent tests confirm the water is drinkable straight from the system. With low cost, high durability, and zero emissions, Cloudfisher is now seen as one of the world's most effective tools to save the Sahara from drought, showing how working with nature, not against it, can bring lasting change to even the harshest deserts. While Morocco chose to harvest fog from the air to solve its water crisis, Libya, another desert nation just across North Africa, took a radically different approach, digging deep underground to tap into what is known as fossil water, ancient water that has been buried beneath the Sahara for millions of years. As early as the 1980 seconds, Libya launched one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects of the 20th century, the Great Man-Made River, GMMR, a colossal underground water system that has been called the eighth wonder of the world. The goal was to transport water from deep fossil aquifers in the uninhabited southern desert to the densely populated northern cities like Tripoli, Benghazi, and Sirte. To make this possible, Libya drilled over 1,300 wells, some reaching depths of 500 meters, into the Nubian sandstone aquifer system, one of the largest underground fossil water reserves on Earth. From there, a vast pipeline network over 2,800 kilometers long was built, using 4-meter-wide concrete pipes buried beneath the desert sand to reduce evaporation and shield the water from harsh environmental conditions. The results were astonishing. The GMMR system delivers up to 6.5 million cubic meters of water per day, supplying over 70% of Libya's population and turning vast desert areas into fertile farmland. This desert water solution not only supports daily life, but also boosts agriculture, reducing reliance on food imports and improving food security across the region. However, unlike Morocco's FogNet water system, which is low-cost, scalable, and sustainable, Libya's GMMR comes with massive trade-offs. Over $25 billion in costs, decades of construction, and a total dependence on a non-renewable water source that may one day run dry. This stark contrast between two paths, one harnessing renewable atmospheric moisture, the other tapping into ancient underground reserves, highlights a vital question for humanity. In the age of water scarcity, which direction should we choose to ensure a sustainable future? Naturally, with sustainability as a top priority, more countries are leaning toward the first approach, harvesting water from the air. Across mountainous regions of Chile, Peru, and Ecuador, Fog harvesting systems like cloudfisher have already been scaled up, supplying thousands of families with clean, reliable fog net water without disturbing natural ecosystems. Non-profit organizations such as FogQuest have implemented dozens of fog water projects for indigenous communities along the Andes, where melting glaciers and shifting weather patterns are making traditional water sources increasingly fragile. In India's arid Rajasthan, where entire villages rely on every last drop of well water, a hybrid model combining traditional rooftops with fog-catching nets has been integrated into the National Smart Village program. These systems not only preserve architectural heritage, but also provide sustainable desert water solutions for domestic use, small-scale farming, and livestock. In northern Ethiopia, one of the driest places in Africa, the Water from Air initiative has proven that with the right materials and engineering, a simple atmospheric water generator can supply enough clean water for schools, clinics, and public sanitation facilities, once considered luxuries in such regions. And it's not limited to rural or remote areas. Major cities like Los Angeles, Dubai, and Singapore are exploring ways to integrate fog harvesting technology into buildings, HVAC systems, and urban landscapes. With these innovations, concrete jungles are no longer just energy consumers. They're becoming natural air filters that absorb humidity at night and generate clean water by day. In all of these examples, one message stands out: fog harvesting is not a relief measure. It's a technological foundation for reimagining how we live sustainably, proactively, and in harmony with the biological boundaries of our planet. However, not everyone is convinced that fog harvesting is a perfect solution. Because what happens if every country starts putting up fog nets? What about the nations that sit at the end of the wind? In a 2024 report by the Global Meteorological Institute, scientists raised a critical concern. Installing too many fog collectors along coastal mountains could reduce the moisture that travels further inland. In other words, a wealthier country with more advanced fog harvesting technology might capture most of the humidity before it ever reaches its neighbors, possibly without even meaning to. And that opens the door to a much bigger idea: atmospheric sovereignty. Could we one day see countries arguing over who has the right to the water floating in the sky, just like we've seen with rivers that cross national borders? Could there be treaties for atmospheric water rights, the same way we have agreements for the Nile or the Mekong? To get ahead of this issue, several environmental agencies and climate scientists are proposing a set of guidelines for future cloudfisher regulation. These include measuring local wind speeds, air pressure, humidity cycles, and terrain elevation to make sure one system doesn't unbalance the natural flow of moisture across a region. Some smart solutions are already on the table, like installing real-time sensors to track humidity and automatically adjust fog collection, or designing harvest schedules that follow natural wind patterns rather than working non-stop. Others suggest climate zoning maps to limit how many fog nets can be placed in a certain area. Countries like Japan, the UAE, and Germany are already testing the next generation of fog collection systems powered by artificial intelligence, not just to make them more efficient, but to help protect the bigger picture, the climate itself. Because in the end, fog harvesting isn't just about catching water anymore. It's becoming part of a much bigger question. How do we share the sky? The future of water from air will depend not only on technology, but on fairness and respect for the invisible systems that connect us all. In a world growing harsher by the day due to climate change, Morocco's cloudfisher system is more than just a clever invention. For thousands of people living on salty, arid land, it's nothing short of a miracle. With nothing more than nets stretched in the direction of the wind, no electricity, no fuel, this fog net water system can harvest tens of thousands of liters of clean water each day. Not just enough for drinking or cooking, but enough to support schools, water crops, and keep livestock alive. These are the essentials for any community hoping to survive, let alone grow. But perhaps the most powerful change of all? The fog brought the men back home. Once called a village without men due to relentless drought and forced migration, the land is coming back to life. Fields are turning green again. Children are back in school. Life, for the first time in years, can be planned no longer held hostage by the rare, unreliable promise of rain. So now, we ask you, if you had to invest in the future, which solution would you choose? A fog harvesting system on a mountaintop? A mega pipeline drawing water from underground aquifers? Or perhaps something else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments below.